Browns analyst. What did we get out of last night? I mean, I know I say that every week, but I don't walk out of last night's game thinking much. I think they've got things to work on.
Yeah. No, the preseason, as I've always said, is for the evaluation of players, and there was a lot of evaluation that you can do. There's the interior line, there's the defensive line, there are the linebackers, now the skilled players we call the wide receivers and the running backs and the cornerbacks and so forth. That becomes a little bit more difficult because of the weather. The weather was sloppy, it was rainy, the ball was slick, footing was suspect, so you have to kind of be cautious out there. But you can continue to evaluate players. You want to see players against other competition, and you want to see how they perform. And as far as that's concerned, you're going to do that right through the fourth game. And really, third game is the game in which you really want to see players, and you want to see a team perform a little better. But the second game, once again, was continued evaluation of talent.
All right, let's talk a little bit. I mean, we haven't talked much about any kind of quarterback controversy. When Seneca Wallace came here, I would assume that he had some kind of feeling that he would get an opportunity at some point to start. And then Jake Delhomme got signed. Do you think we may see some kind of quarterback controversy?
I would say that the team is very comfortable where they are with the quarterbacks. Andy, you know, Jake Delhomme has performed flawlessly. I mean, he is going about his business like a veteran quarterback. He's in charge. He seems very comfortable out there. He's the authority figure out there. He's throwing the football. He's putting people in good positions. They're not playing him a lot, but I think right now he starts the season as the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. But in Seneca Wallace, here is a player that you only come about because you have Mike Holmgren, who had him in Seattle,
right,
who knows what he's looking at when he's looking at quarterback talent. And Seneca Wallace brings the whole package. I mean, if this were an open competition, I think right now, the job might be up for grabs. But as I told you before, right now it's the golden rule. He who has the money makes the rule, and Jake Delhomme has the money, so he's the ruler right now. He's going to start at quarterback.
I like the way you put that. There's a trend to go, and we saw it last night. Watson gets a touchdown. The field seems a little bit smaller for the Browns, and it's nothing against Mohamed Massaquoi, who didn't play, and Brian Robisky, but doesn't seem to be that burning type wide receiver, and so now the tight ends get to play a little bit more, which I always like that kind of a game. But I don't know that causes tons of problems for other defense, and I think it limits the offense. How do you see it?
Well, excellent observation, because what's happening is when teams play the Cleveland Browns at this point in time, they're going to play press covers. They're going to bring their cornerbacks up to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to play Massaquoi and Robisky one-on-one. That's going to leave 8 defenders, okay? And you've heard the term 8 in the box. So the Browns have run the football very well at the end of the season. So defensive teams are going to be looking at stopping that run. They're going to stop that run, and they're going to make you beat them on the outside. And Mohamed Massaquoi and Brian Robisky are going to have to become playmakers out there, and they're only in their second year, and we don't know how good they're going to be yet, but defenses are going to test them. And you know what, Andy, that's a good thing. If you're Robisky or Massaquoi, you want that. I wanted that. Come on up on me if you want to, because now you are saying it's me against you. The last line of defense is gone, so if I beat you, I've got a big play.
Montario Hardesty might be back this week, by the end of the week practicing. There's a lot of thought about him and what he'll be able to do this year. That's a lot of pressure for a rookie who hasn't seen a sniff in practice.
So far, though, I think I like the way this staff has handled these players. I like the rotations. I think it's very fair. They're giving everybody an opportunity, and they should, because, you know, there's still holes to fill. But I think you saw a possible glimpse into the future. You saw Peyton Hillis run very effectively from the tailback position with Lawrence Vickers lead blocking. Now, you take a much more talented athlete in Montario Hardesty, and you think about what it's going to be like with him back there, and you can probably see what the Browns saw when they brought this kid in here. And as I said earlier, Andy, there's no question in my mind, I think this has been a setback. It set this offense back, because I think this football team sees that they've got a nugget in Montario Hardesty, and they want to get him out there as quickly as possible.
Let's talk defense, and I don't know if I'm another team, if I'm scared, if I go back and watch tape of the Browns, if the Browns have any kind of pass rush at this point in time, and how do you develop that? And, I mean, if you're an offensive coordinator on the other side, then you got to feel pretty good about that.
A couple of things. There are probably some things that the Browns will do during the regular season that they're not doing now. Sean Rogers is not playing.
Right.
When Sean Rogers is not out there, then there's no double team, there's no push, only the push that he can provide. So people are trying to find their way. They're trying to fit in. They're still evaluating players over there. But I think at the end of the day, the Browns are going to get their pass pressure and sacks from their linebackers.
All right, Detroit this week. Again, are we concerned about the turnovers, or can you just blow that off to the weather?
No, I think you're always concerned about turnovers because you don't want to create any bad habits. But I think this football team is coached very well when it comes to protecting the football. I think you're going to have a very smart, savvy quarterback in Jake Delhomme who's going to protect the football. He had some problems last year. He knows he can't afford to do that here. So I think all in all, they're going to be in pretty good condition as far as ball security is concerned. And as I said, as far as the Detroit Lions are concerned, that's the annual Lake Erie
Great
Bowl.
Lakes Classic. The party's at your house, isn't it?
I don't know. You know, to me, I don't care about these scores. I only care about finding good football players and watching them mature and play and express their talent.
All right, so this is game 3. Do you think they should go to a 2-game preseason, 18-game schedule?
No question in my mind. I would prefer to see 2 games preseason, then 18-game season, and then they will increase the benefits for former players like me.
There you go. That's all you needed to know. Hey, thanks for watching on Newsnet 5. Don't forget, each and every week we'll have Reggie's Breakdown for you right here on Newsnet 5.